They told me, son, you're special. You were born to do great things. You know what? They were right.
He survived it all. This would be a completely different story if anybody else had survived instead of Jack. And when they had gone down there, and Atlas went down, where's my ace in the phone? This isn't what you're planned for. I want to see a story about that sometime. It would be an interesting adventure. So, this is going to be my playthrough of Bioshock, in case that wasn't already obvious, by the very pretty water, in spite of the fact that it's old graphics. I love water graphics. Some of my favorite things to look at. And 3 warnings before I start. I am bad at games, which means I'm probably going to die a lot. I know the whole story, and I'm not going to bother trying to hide spoilers, because every time I do, I end up failing miserably, so I'm just going to say spoilers. And then, I forgot what the third thing was. It'll probably come back to me in a second. Hold on a second. I want to try to lower volume just a little bit, because this is actually my 3rd time recording, and the first time it just didn't work at all. The second time the volume was way too loud, and like you couldn't hear me talk. So this should be good, hopefully. Please let this work this time. Into the big spooky dark lighthouse. Propaganda. It's Nebuchadnezzar, staring at me with his judging eyes. He actually kind of looks like he's holding in a fart. Looks very uncomfortable. I wonder why they didn't have, like, any reception stuff out here. This would have been kind of barren for the people who were first coming into Rapture. Just a big old empty room. Maybe they had a different method for all of the citizens who were coming into Rapture in the first place, like a different set of bathyspheres, and this is just for visitors. In any case, it must be extremely confusing for Jack, unless the brainwashing meant that he doesn't question any of this. This opening sequence was such a mind-blowing thing for the time. Like, the graphics aren't as fantastic now. Where did that come from? Where is it projecting from? The screen just kind of came out of nowhere.
Andrew Ryan,
it's floating.
and I'm here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington, it belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican, it belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow, it belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers.
No, says Andrew Ryan.
Instead,
You have to pay
I chose something
$1,000 for
different.
it.
I chose the impossible. I chose rapture.
Atlantis.
A city where the artist would not fear the censor, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.
I wonder if they had problems with, like, squids or eels or whatever making dens inside the support structures. Did they ever have to fish out fish from the building?
You best get over there and be quick about it. The splicers are coming. You gotta be kidding! How do you know someone's with you? We all left here on the way out. That means we've got company.
And 2 seconds after Johnny gets off the radio, suddenly he runs into trouble. Or, well, based on the loading screen, maybe it's not actually 2 seconds. Maybe it's been a few more minutes. I'll give him that. Still can't quite remember what the third thing I was trying to warn you about was. I'm bad at games. I do spoilers.
One more minute. Spear!
Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe it wasn't important.
Security's banging off all over. Get a move on!
Did I interrupt things a lot? Maybe that was it.
No trespass. Just don't hurt me. Just let me go.
It is an incredibly painful way to die. Not the most painful, definitely, but still very painful. I have to hand it to this lady. She does get a little bit more respect from me for not wearing a mask like all of the other people do. She just shows what her face actually looks like. On the other hand, she's also, going with her more animalistic instincts by hunting, normal people instead of even bothering to try for Adam. What is going on with the screen right now? I hope that was just part of the game. I don't remember it blinking like that the last 2 times I tried this.
Would you kindly pick up that shortwave radio?
What if I don't wanna? I think that little circle there where the word radio is a camera. Maybe that's one of the ways he's able to keep tabs on us.
But I've never been one to question Providence. I'm Atlas, and I aim to keep you alive. Now keep on moving. We're gonna have to get you to higher ground.
Insert speaking name. I aim to keep you alive.
Take a deep breath and step out of the bathysphere. I won't leave you twisting in the wind.
Too bad I can't loot Johnny.
We're gonna need to draw her out of hiding, but you're gonna have to trust me.
Again, what if I don't wanna? If this had been somebody who was not brainwashed, like anybody else who had survived the plane crash, then they wouldn't, or at least I don't think they would trust as easily. I certainly wouldn't. I would be freaking out and crying over all the dead people. We're not your property. Ryan doesn't own us. He's a very hypocritical man, talking about how you own yourself, you're free here, except that he owns you and you pay $1 jillion to live, and no religion except you have to worship Ryan. Also, what does wrap you in a sheet mean as far as threats go?
Just a bit further. How do you like that, sister?
Is she saying that she's gonna suck me in some sheet, or that, like...
Now, would you kindly find a crowbar or something? Police splicers seal Johnny in before they... Goddamn splicers.
Morticians wrap dead bodies in sheets. You know, if that wrench hadn't been there, then Atlas would have been so out of luck. Because Jack would have been stuck here trying to find a crowbar or something, because he said, "Would you kindly?" Never been able to move on. Screaming couch. Last time I accidentally made a glitch and stopped it right here because I was trying to jump over it and I slammed into it instead. It was a little weird.
I'm not a bad person!
Die. Die. I did much better that time. I was stupid at it last time. I got really hurt. Because you're totally supposed to get hurt by the first enemy. And taking all of these is a waste, but we're never going to come back here, unfortunately. That's how it is with a lot of places here. Like, there's some places where you do come back, and you can save the food and Eve and stuff for later, but then there's other places like this where you never do, and so you just kind of... I'm just going to grab it just to say I did, because I'm not going to use it otherwise. Oh look! Random syringe. The same person would say, "That looks super toxic, it's glowing red, I'm not gonna touch that." Brainwashed Jack goes, "Let's inject myself."
Steady now. Your genetic code is being rewritten. Just hold on and everything will be fine.
This
Hello,
little
Catman.
fish looks like he just had his cherry popped. Wonder if he's still got some Adam on him.
He still has his tie all nicely tucked into his vest, even though he clearly hasn't washed in ages.
Let's buck. Weak. You're a weak chopper. This little fish ain't worth towing it with no big daddy. Yellow always had been. You'll be no better off with metal daddy, little fish. See you.
Call him yellow, and yet you still run off. Everyone down here is a hypocrite. In some way or another. Hello, Mr. Bubbles.
Look, Mr. Bubbles, it's an angel. I can see light coming
This is
from
very
his belly.
conscious. He's not slapping us for
Wait a
being near
minute.
the little sister.
He's still breathing. It's all right. I know he'll be an
Oh,
angel
there's a
soon.
flower on a dress. I never noticed that before.
You alright, Boyle?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy.
First time plasma's a real kick from a mule. But there's nothing like a fistful of lightning now, is there?
So, since in Bioshock 2, we saw that, what was I about to... In Bioshock 2, we saw that when little sisters saw what they called angels, you see, like, flower petal feathery wings around the dead body. Does that mean that Jack already had flower petal feathery wings there, or did the little sister not bother to actually check and just kind of assumed he was an angel? Like, if he was injured enough, maybe they started to form in her eyes? Is that how that works? This water must be freezing. Like, his feet have to be numb right now. Last time I missed the first Diane recording, so I'm gonna try not to do that this time, but no promises because... Why did I drink that? I didn't need to drink that. No promises because I don't actually know if I'm, you know, competent enough not to miss it. Poor kitty. Must be splicers like that lady who were just hunting for fun instead of trying to get at him. Don't know who else would hurt a poor kitty.
Splicer! Give him the combo. Zap him, then whack him. 1-2 punch. Remember, the 1-2 punch!
He must have cameras elsewhere because I don't know how else he could have seen that crap before I did. Potato chips. Cigarettes. Cigarettes, in my mind, are more useful than the alcohol, because cigarettes give you a little more Eve. You can get plenty of health by eating other candy bars and stuff.
Who's there? Leave me alone!
No. You jumped at me. How am I supposed to leave you alone if you jump at me?
Tell Ryan I'm sorry. I won't do it.
That guy is very dead.
Yeah! Report me, you fuck!
Was he talking to the dead guy in the elevator or me?
All I want to do is meet someone. But this fucking place is poison.
Sounded like something that you would say to somebody after you killed them. Report me! Like some kind of brag. There's no corpse in there. What? Oh, the guy I just killed was the guy in the elevator. Okay. That makes more sense. Pretty gardens.
I've got a family. I need to get them out of here. But the splicers have cut me off from them. If you can reach them in Neptune's bounty, then maybe, just maybe...
Just maybe.
I know you must feel like the unluckiest man in the world right now. But you're the only hope I'll ever see my wife and child again. Go to Neptune's bounty. Find my family, please.
If this was a real situation, why would he be Atlas's last hope? There's a whole city full of people here. Like, he doesn't explain that at all. But then again, Jack's been programmed to trust him. No more family than Sophia Lamb's family was next game.
Wait. This is happening before?
Waddle, 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 waddle.
Why aren't you here?
These plants are really green for having
Why
been
is it
abandoned.
today
I wonder if they were
and not
fake.
then?
Probably not, considering how snobby Angie Ryan is, but...
Plasmids changed everything. They destroyed our bodies, our minds. We couldn't handle it. Best friends butchering one another. Babies strangled in cribs. The whole city went to hell.
Yeah, it is, okay. So, I'm used to Fallout, so I keep constantly trying to right-click to aim or scroll incorrectly. Like, instead of right-clicking to switch between vigor and weapon, I keep scrolling to do that, and forgetting that right-click is how you do that. So, apologize in advance for being terrible at this, because I'm terrible at this. See, I don't want to miss Diane's thing again. Oh, that's why I missed it. I didn't go downstairs last time because I was a dumb. Okay, I'm gonna do that this time. Don't need to miss it. No cake. Just completely skipped this whole area here.
Charlie, where you going? Nah, Charlie!
Poor lady.
What are you doing?
Sorry for kissing your husband/boyfriend. He probably would have jumped at me first, but I did do the first hit, so I fully admit to that. Sorry. It's kind of sad how many of the insane people here probably still have loved ones that they're trying to remember to be human enough to love. Let's see. Oh, I can't carry anymore. No, I don't need that right now. Pistol. Pep bar. What is it, pep bar? Is it like a granola bar or some kind of candy bar? Did I miss something? No. I thought I must not have triggered the splicers that come over here yet. Okay, here we go.
Another New Year's, another night alone.
I'm out and you're stuck in Festus. Working. Imagine my surprise. I guess I'll have another drink. Here's a toast to Diane McClintock. Silliest girl in Rapture. Silly enough to fall in love with Andrew Ryan. Silly enough. What happened? Oh, I'm bleeding. Oh, God. What's happening?
Poor McClintock. Diane really was the silliest girl. She was too kind for Rapture, too trusting of people's humanness in a place where people went specifically to stop being human. What was the... oh, that's a moldy cheese.
If you spot a splicer in the water, hit him with the electrobolt.
At least you had money. The other one had nothing. I know. How do I use my Eve? Again, sorry, hold on. Invert book. No, where's... yeah. Just look down. Equipment. Reload. Come on, where's... first aid is F. What, is there no button to use Eve? Never mind. Means I can't take that. I mean... here, I'll do that, and then... it's a little more even, right? That or I did nothing at all. But at least I got the first Diane thing this time. Which I missed last time.
I heard it too.
Duh. There.
Too spliced up. I'm too spliced up. Nobody's gonna want me.
First of the Atom Ghosts. So does that mean that the syringe that Jack used a little bit ago was one that already had somebody else's atom in it? Like, was it one of the little sister recycled ones?
Hey, Brenda, you care to tell me why you've had a hole in the wall the size of Plymouth Rock coming out of your crapper going on 3 weeks now? Nah, I ain't saying I'm Shakespeare. I'm trying to run a respectable theater. I got working folk coming in from Port Neptune trying to catch a little diversion. And all they can think about is the stink coming out of your shitter. Get it fixed.
Get it fixed.
Careful now. Would you kindly lower that weapon for a minute? You think that's a child down there? Don't be fooled. She's a little sister now. Somebody went and turned a sweet baby girl into a monster. Whatever you thought about right and wrong on the surface, well, that don't count for much down in Rapture. Those little sisters, they carry Adam, the genetic material that keeps the wheels of Rapture turning. Everybody wants it, everybody needs it.
I'm guessing that's what Atlas tells his followers when they feel bad for killing little sisters. Which is why almost none of them feel bad anymore. Atlas, of course, probably never cared in the first place.
That's the big daddy. She got it on him. He keeps her safe.
Child abuse, police brutality. Dead guy. I'm pretty sure he was dead on the first hit. Anybody would survive head trauma like that. Press P to save your game. P is just pause like escape is. As you can see, I have my other saves here from my other recording. The Neptune's Bounty one was just the first time I actually played this. That was as far as I got before I decided to try to record. Do I have the right thing? Do I have this loaded up? I kept forgetting to reload last time and I was having a lot of trouble. I'm not going to click on this because the first time I tried to record, I did, and that's like at least 45 minutes of commentary. So you'll have to look that up somewhere else if you want that. Cake. Hope that was wrapped up and not just like stuffed in his pocket all crumbly.
Don't you disrespect me!
You always do that! Scroll! Why can't I scroll at the right time? It's so hard for me. I don't know why. See, that wasn't so hard. I don't know if I could just do that more. The trash can never has anything. On any of the times I came around.
I don't.
Dead. Fatality. He had a lot of money. Or at least more than the others. I wonder why the big teddy had money. Let's see. I'm not gonna trigger the splicers yet. I'm gonna search in here first. Haven't used that yet, so let's not do that. Toilets. I don't think there's anything in here. Bandages. Why did I use those? I was at full health. Could have saved those. Okay, let's trigger the fight.
Security alert in pause.
Didn't do these. No, I'm drunk. Did that last time too. Okay. Hop down. See if I can get this nice and easy. I did it pretty quickly last time. It was one of the few fights I did okay.
Access to Neptune. There's another way to get there. Head to medical. What are you waiting for? Go!
What are you waiting for? I only just told you like this second. Wish there was a button, or at least wish I knew the button for using the e-pipe post that I could use that. Feels like a waste. Hop, 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 hop. Ice cold water. Jack must be so awake right now.
Oh, Christ! You're trapped! Gonna try to override the exit from here!
Vantage point.
So
Hello,
tell me,
Nebuchadnezzar.
friend, which one of the bitches sent to you? The KGB Wolf or the CIA Jackal? Here's the news. Rapture isn't some sunken ship for you to plunder. And Andrew Ryan isn't a giddy socialite who can be slapped around by government muscle. And with that, farewell, or Dos Lavania, whichever.
I'm Andrew Ryan. I'm such a hero for yelling at people because they just want to look at the city and I didn't even ask them why they're here. This whole story would have been different if he asked. Or, you know, if it was anybody but Jimmy here.
I got him! Get out of there! Get out now!
I'm gonna keep recording for a little while longer. I know a couple places for a good stop in the medical pavilion, but I think I want the video to be just a little longer.
Now you've met Andrew Ryan, the bloody king of Rapture. Now find your way to emergency access.
No way, Jim. It's not safe.
Hack this first. Start hack. Ah, ant. Stupid ants, I hate them. Crawling on my arm. Nope. There. Okay. Okay. Pressed F at first. Good thing my health was already full, I would have wasted a med kit. I'm gonna need these later. Yeah. Reload. I need to be more careful about this. I want to get this recording before I forget.
Dr. Steinman said he'd release me today. Ryan didn't come to see me since the New Year's attack, not once. But Dr. Steinman was very attentive. He told me that once the scar tissue was gone, he was gonna fix me right up, make me prettier than any girl I've ever seen. He's sweet, all right. And so interested in my case.
I think that must be around the time that Elizabeth died. I think Elizabeth got captured right as Diane got injured on New Year's Day. And then she died when Elizabeth was still getting physical therapy. Quote unquote. Should have just stopped her. Wasted a little Eve.
This is quite
Missed it first. I'm gonna call you Billy. That way I can say, Billy, stay out of my way. It wouldn't have sounded as, you know, cool to say, Sentry Bot, stay out of my way. It's not as personal. You have to name your little friends.
Ryan and Adam. Adam and Ryan. All those years of study. Was I ever truly
Magic.
a surgeon before I met them? How we blinked away with our scalpels and toy morality. Yes, we could lop a boil here and shave down a beak there, but could we really change anything? No. But Adam gives us the means to do it. And Ryan, if you want to use the emergency access, you'll be needing Dr. Steinman's key.
Sorry.
He's the one that runs this place. But I don't expect him to hand it to you out of the milk of human kindness. Steinman ain't that kind. And frankly, I'm not even sure he's still human.
Didn't mean to interrupt that. I was just trying to get through it. Forgot that it was going to interrupt it like that. Let me just grab it. Billy! Grab this. What's that? Got to move the scroll when I need to, because I didn't do that last time and I was stupid. Yep. I know they're coming. I can hear them screaming.
I need it
I did not scroll. Like I just told myself to do. Come here, people. Thank you, Billy.
We can see you, you know.
Come on. Come into the death tunnel. Here, Spicer, Spicer, Spicer. Do I have to aggro you? I want to just run across and get... I want to use my machine gun. There we go. I feel like I wasted a little ammo. Money. Money. Pistol. I think I can grab that E-Hypo now. Here we go. Just falling on top of each other. There had been a wheelchair up here, which I think is what that lady had been using, the green dressed one. Like, I think she was in a wheelchair and died before I got here. That's what I'm saying. Weird texture error with her hair. Blue hair.
You promised me pretty, Simon. You promised me pretty. Now look at me. Look at me.
I've heard theories that that was Diane talking there. I don't know for sure because it's very hard to tell if the voices are the same with her weird splicer echo, but if that was Diane, that means that her little sister got to her when her body was laying in the apartments. And that means that Jack used specifically her blood, which is kind of creepy to think about. Just gonna... I think I'm gonna stop here for now and record another video later. So thank you for watching, and welcome to the start of this game. Yeah. She's blue too. It's so weird. Anyways, bye!